If you want to play at 1440p resolution, you want to watch this video. I will show you the best gaming GPUs for 1440p for every budget, and right now you can get a GPU for much cheaper because of the holiday season. Some of these deals are actually pretty good. So if you're thinking of upgrading your computer or maybe buying a new system, your GPU is the most important component when it comes to your gaming performance. I will also tell you what type of performance you can expect from each of these GPUs, that way everyone can understand, and all the links to these GPUs are going to be down below in the video description. By the way, most of these GPUs arrive before Christmas. That being said, let's start. So as a bonus GPU and the cheapest one on the list, we have a $240 GPU in the RX 6650 XT. Now do not expect anything fancy out of this GPU. It's not going to be the flashiest for 1440p resolution, but you can expect a nice 60 plus FPS on average experience, and if you are okay with that, or you are thinking about running easier to run titles such as GTA 5 or shooters like Valorant and Fortnite, then this GPU is going to be completely fine for you, but just know that it has some limitations with those 8 gigs of VRAM, and it's not going to be ideal if you want to play the latest AAA titles on ultra settings. But other than that, medium to high settings, most games are going to be perfect for a 60 plus FPS on average experience. And the price is actually pretty good. Now, if you have more money to spend, we go to the $300 mark and you can get the RX 6700 XT. This one is a much better option if you want to play at 1440p because it comes with 12 gigs of VRAM instead of 8, and then you get about 15% faster gaming performance than the RX 6650 XT. Here you can expect 70 plus FPS on average on high to ultra settings depending on the title, and if you want to play easier to run titles, then you can expect 200 plus FPS depending on your CPU as well. Overall, amazing deal for $300. With the next one, we have a $390 GPU in the RX 6800. This one has 16 gigs of VRAM instead of 12, so it's also a 4K capable GPU. And then in terms of 1440p gaming performance, on a 15 game average at 1440p high to ultra settings, with high demanding titles being tested here, the RX 6800 was able to average 93 FPS, which is actually a really high number, and you will have no issues when it comes to 1440p resolution. This GPU, in my opinion, is the sweet spot and the best value GPU for 1440p if you want a really good experience and you have around $400 to spend on a GPU. With the next one, we have the RX 6800 XT. This one is going for $450 and it's the cheapest price I've ever seen for 6800 XT ever. In terms of performance, it's going to deliver almost the same gaming performance as the new RX 7800 XT for around $60 to $70 less. On that same 15 game average I've mentioned before, the 6800 XT was able to average 105 FPS, beating the RTX 4070, which is $100 more expensive. But if you must have Nvidia because you want to buy from Nvidia and you don't want to buy from any other company, then you have to pay the $100 premium for the RTX 4070 because that's your only viable choice in my opinion, since the RTX 4060 Ti with 16 gigs of VRAM has the same price as the 6800 XT, but in terms of rasterized performance it's about 25% slower, so you're missing a lot of performance if you get this graphics card. Anyway, the 6800 XT in my opinion is an amazing product at this price point, since you're getting the same level of performance as these new gen GPUs for a lower price. If you see this GPU at around $500, then I recommend you jumping up to the 7800 XT or RTX 4070, since it's a new architecture and you get features like AV1 encoding, which is going to be helpful if you want to do streaming at a high quality, and you get DLSS 3 if you get the 4070. But for $450 you cannot beat this GPU in terms of price to performance at the moment. And then if you want the best gaming performance at 1440p, we have two options, the RX 7900 XT or the RTX 4070 Ti. Both of these GPUs are going for the same price, $760, and it is actually a nice discount. It is not the lowest price I've ever seen these GPUs at. They had better discounts at Black Friday, but you still get a nice discount since most of the time these GPUs are around $800 and right now they are $40 below that. Now, in terms of level of performance, the RX 7900 XT is slightly faster and it has more VRAM, which is going to be much better if you want to do 4K gaming down the line. But the RTX 4070 Ti has those Nvidia features that might be interesting for you, such as a better level of ray tracing, DLSS 3, and it's usually better for content creation and productivity apps depending on the ones that you're using. I currently have the RTX 4070 Ti on my system and I love it. I haven't had any complaints about this GPU and I've been using it for over a year now. So my recommendation is that if you want a GPU that's more future-proof or you want to upgrade to a higher resolution monitor on the line, then get the 7900 XT as it's faster, same price, and it has more VRAM. But if you are thinking of doing content creation or playing with ray tracing on, then the RTX 4070 Ti might be the better option for you. Honestly, I haven't mentioned a lot of Nvidia GPUs in this video because the price to performance is not really there yet for Nvidia, and AMD is actually doing an amazing job at these price points. Also, if you have more money to spend, then I do recommend you going for a 4K monitor, since all of the GPUs that have a better level of gaming performance than the RX 7900 XT or RTX 4070 Ti are going to be overkill for 1440p in my opinion right now. And one thing that's important for you to know is that even though you can get any of these GPUs and get an amazing 1440p gaming performance, you have to ensure that there's no bottleneck on your system. You need the right CPU not to bottleneck your GPU, and you need the right components overall not to bottleneck your gaming performance. For that reason, I do recommend you watching my video on the best PC builds of the month. Those are complete PC builds with no bottlenecks that are going to be amazing for all prices and all resolutions. You will have that one in the top right of the screen. Thank you guys for watching, thank you for the support, and I will see you on the next one.